Great evening, Northern Michigan. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted as we round out the week. It's felt a lot like spring outside across the north, but that could soon be coming to a change, Joe. So don't get too comfortable with all the melting, I should say.
Yeah, and it was warm last night. In fact, I came in today and I knew we had a warm day yesterday. Of course, we broke a couple record highs, but after midnight, we still were in the 50s last night. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, we broke some record highs today as well because you go from midnight to midnight. So
sure.
But now the focus, Melissa, it's a little cooler, 30s now, but it's on snow once again. Going into the weekend, I think everybody's going to get some accumulating snow in our viewing area. So we'll look at when that arrives, how much, and a look into next week too in a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Our homes, they're important places from both a practical and an emotional standpoint. For most people, it's the biggest investment they will make in their lifetime. But sometimes that investment can actually create unnecessarily expensive issues when a few bad actors turn homeowners into victims. Our Mark Shillette reports.
This is Alexander Deigel, a former contractor who got paid to do construction jobs all across the state, including more than $97,000 from a Charlevoix County church, only to, according to investigators, not finish the work. Similar accusations eventually leading to his arrest in Arizona on multiple counts of fraud coming out of Charlevoix, Oscoda, and Macomb counties. Deigel's presumed innocent until proven otherwise in court. Construction scams and disappointments, though, aren't that uncommon. And they take a toll on good, honest folks in the trades.
When there is a bad apple, it can affect the whole industry because people get a bad taste in their mouth, so to speak.
It's up to the builder to do the work.
There are a lot of really great builders.
But homeowners looking to hire one have a few things they should do prior for protection.
First, is a contract. A contract between you as the homeowner and the builder is really important. So, read it. Read the contract. It shouldn't be that long. It's readable and you can understand what the contractual obligations are.
Next, make some phone calls.
Most builders will have a list of references. I have a list of references that is a page or two, and I encourage them to call.
Be wary of the things that you might not be aware of.
A red flag might be the builder will say something to you like, or ask you to open the permit, or, oh, we don't need a permit for that.
Sometimes builders have you pull the permits or skip the process since they may not be licensed as required.
Permitting process is there to protect the homeowners for safety and fraud.
Be cautious of high pressure or low price.
They're going to offer you this special low price. That's usually a red flag. And if they won't sign the contract, right? You want to make sure that the contract is, have a lawyer look at the contract.
It's a lot for a homeowner to know and think about, especially if it's not something they do very often or very familiar with. But in most of our communities, there is a resource with a lot more experience and knowledge that's willing to share it.
You can certainly call your local home builders association and talk to them. You can ask if the builder that you're talking to is a member. And you can ask about their reputation.
That was UpNorthLive's Mark Shillette reporting. Again, the best advice, take your time, do your research, check references, and take advantage of resources like your local home builders association before you hire anyone. A little time spent doing just that could save you a lot of headaches, a lot of hassle and money in the long run. And that brings us to our question of the day on Unscripted. How do you typically find a contractor? If you are doing some homework, go to our Facebook page, UpNorthLive, and our website, UpNorthLive.com. Let us know how you typically find a contractor for some housework or those house projects. We'll check out those responses coming up a little bit later in the show. Exciting news for young readers all across Northern Michigan. It is time once again for the Battle of the Books with the National Writer Series. The library program is a book-based quiz competition for 4th and 5th graders in Northern Michigan. Kids read incredible stories together. They then take part in some friendly competition. Teams have a chance to win prizes for sportsmanship, team spirit, the most creative name, and so much more. Meantime, National Writer Series in Traverse City has released the literary lineup for its next season in 2026. A presentation with an Israeli and Palestinian author who lost, family members to the conflict in Gaza, a well-known podcaster and pastor with a memoir about his journey to becoming a Jesuit priest, and 2 screenwriters who worked on a CBS hit series, Tracker. Joining us now is Audrey Irontree with the National Writer Series. Audrey, thank you for coming back. I know yesterday we had some audio issues on our end. We apologize. So we're glad that you could make it back today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I want to start with the Battle of the Books, and then we'll get to the National Writer Series lineup. First of all, Battle of the Books, who can get involved? How does it all work?
Yeah, it's a reading competition for any 4th or 5th grader in Northern Michigan. You would get involved by going to battleofthebooksgt.org. You need at least 4 kids to start a team. 4 to 6 kids participate, along with a volunteer coach who's usually a parent, maybe a teacher, a community member, maybe someone who coaches your scouting group. And if you're struggling to find a coach or find a team, you can get in touch with us and we'll make sure you can participate.
And registration is open right now.
Yes, registration is currently open. It ends on Sunday night, so there's still a little time left to get your team together.
Okay, so over the next couple of days, parents, students, if you're watching, definitely jump on that. And we'll have information on our website that will link to the National Writer Series for Battle of the Books. Also, do you have to live in Traverse City to take part, or can you be anywhere in Northern Michigan?
You can be anywhere in Northern Michigan. We have kids from Antrim County, Benzie County, Leelanau County, and we'd love to see anybody there who wants to participate.
And this really is, it's a competition, a friendly competition, I should say.
Yes, it really is a competition. Kids win awesome prizes, a day at the arcade, a gift card to Moomers, who wouldn't want that, and really have a chance to get celebrated by their community. They're rewarded for their reading smarts, but also for things like sportsmanship, team spirit, best team name, that kind of thing.
And Audrey, the National Writer Series, such an incredible resource that we have here in Northern Michigan. Being able to include kids, especially reading at such a young age, what is the mission here? And you know, even to hopefully get them to enjoy reading.
Yeah, it really is just that, to inspire a love of reading early. There are some studies that have come out that kids who read for pleasure in early childhood have physically larger surface areas in parts of their brains than children who don't. And that happens across all demographics. So falling in love with reading early can make your brain physically bigger. It can make it way more. And it's just a wonderful lifelong pastime that will always be there for you.
And is there a fee to sign up? Should that be something parents need to keep in mind?
Not at all. No. All of our youth programming is entirely free for any child to participate, always.
Awesome. All the more reason. Check that out, parents and students. I want to switch over to the lineup now that we are in a new year. Tell me about what we have on tap for 2026.
Oh my gosh, we've got such a wonderful lineup. We have sort of something for everyone. If you love fiction, we have Anna Quindlen coming. We have Tom Perrotta. If you love nonfiction, I'm so excited about this book by Aziz Abu Sarah and Mazaz Anan. We have 2 ultra marathon runners coming to tell us this incredible story of how one of them fell in love with a little dog while running an ultra marathon across the Gobi Desert, and they ended up adopting her. And oh, it's so cute. And
I love it.
The dog is coming. It's very exciting.
Oh, the dog's coming too. Even better. Okay, great.
I'm so excited. And we have the writers from Tracker. So if you're a television watcher and just want to kind of learn what writing goes into your favorite TV programs, we have that opportunity too. So there's just something for everybody.
And the best way for people to find out and get more information about each of these authors and the dates that they're coming to Traverse City would be to go to the National Writer Series website?
Yes, absolutely. So that's nationalwriterseries.org, and you'll click on our events. And we're super excited that some of our events too this year are taking place as matinees, so you won't have to drive in the dark anymore. And we have a couple new venues. There's a lot going on that's really very exciting.
And as far as, you know, the limited ability for tickets or to make reservations, do you advise people to really jump on that and to reserve a spot, to get a ticket to these events?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Every season we have an event or two that just sells out. And so if there's something that you're really looking forward to going to, please register quickly. Our tickets kind of fly off the shelves. And if for any reason the ticket price is a hardship, reach out to us. If you want to be there, we want you to be there.
And Audrey, anything else you would love to let people know, either about the Battle of the Books or the lineup for the National Writer Series for this year?
Yeah, I also just want to let people know that if you're not in that 4th and 5th grade age range, we also have a variety of free creative writing classes. Those have just launched. There's going to be writing about movies and film. There's going to be poetry. There's going to be fantasy writing. There's a whole host of things. And we also have 2 adult classes running this year, a novel writing class for anybody who's ready to dust off that manuscript and actually get a novel together. And I'm teaching a 1-day romance writing Valentine's Day party pop-up at Into Me. So something for everybody. Yes, it'll be very fun. So we have fun things, we have deeply serious things, and we've got classes for anybody ages 4th grade through adulthood.
I love it. You're piquing my interest with this now. This creative writing stuff is right up my alley. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe Audrey, you and I'll have to talk. This is great.
Please join us. We would love to have you.
Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate you being patient with us again and coming back a second time.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Again, we will have more information posted about the Battle of the Books and, of course, that spectacular lineup that Audrey just told us about, the National Writer Series, and a full season schedule with all the ticket information by going to our website, UpNorthLive.com. While they're there, you can also sign up your 4th or 5th graders for the Battle of the Books. Sometimes it's the small things that matter most. That's the case with one organization in Alpena that's helping to support cancer patients. WBKB's Matt Velez has this story.
I'm standing out here just in front of the Friends Together in Alpena, where they just received not only a massive milestone, but a massive donation in their 30th year, and receiving a 6-figure donation from donors around the area to continue to help hundreds of patients.
With the donors match and what we raised, we ended up with $129,000 and some change. We are on the road all the time transporting patients to their critical cancer care. It is the biggest service that we offer here, the most requested service.
This success coincides with the organization's 30th year, a long way from its small beginning in the library.
My mom, Judy, started Friends Together as one monthly support group at the library right here in Alpena. She had one phone for Friends Together, which was in the break room of her office. Now, 30 years later, we serve 6 counties.
Marie Gill-Mentz joined the group over a decade ago after a routine mammogram caught a cancer that was invisible even to the touch.
The surgeon said to me, can you feel the lump of the breast cancer? And I said, no. And she said, I can't either. And she said, if you had waited a year, you would have been in a lot of trouble. So I'm a real advocate of yearly mammograms.
Marie says that despite the serious diagnosis, the atmosphere at Friends Together is anything but heavy.
One of the men said, no one would believe that this is a support group. Because I think people look at that and think, oh boy, it's going to be doom and gloom. But it's not that. It's people sharing their lives.
Now, as they look ahead at 2027, the message remains the same. Alpena takes care of its own. Reporting from Alpena, I'm Matt Velez, WBKB 11 News.
Incredible program for sure right there. Stay right with us. Joe will take a look at that weekend as we head into the weekend. Some of this melting can turn into freezing, even some more snow. All those details coming up after the break.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back to Up North Live's Unscripted for this Friday evening. Taking a look at your weather as we get closer to the weekend. Changes moving in, Joe.
Yep, back to winter.
Back to winter.
Yeah, after a little bit of spring-like weather. I mean, it was in the 50s, almost 60 degrees last night at Ludington, which is just crazy to me.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But today we had temperatures drop. We're back in the 30s now, and it was also kind of windy. This is some video taken earlier today from Dan. By the way, Dan is directing this show.
He is.
He's pushing the buttons.
Dan does it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can see that, though. That's Clinch Park. That's in Traverse City. And some of the waves crashing on shore. Not a lot of ice out there, at least right now. I think Great Lakes ice coverage is at like 13% currently. So you might look at this and say, why don't that Manistee, I didn't think it was 58 yesterday. Well, it was after midnight. So high temperatures go from, midnight to midnight. And just after midnight, it was this warm. So we actually broke record highs in several spots today. Mount Pleasant, Ludington, 59. We have dropped since then back into the 30s. But take a look at Houghton Lake. Over an inch of rain fell. Newberry, Beaver Island, Sault Ste. Marie also picking up around 3/4 of an inch of rain last night as this worked through. That's gone now north of Toronto and Ottawa. And we have another system upstream, and this is going to be a snow producer for us. There are two areas we're watching, kind of two separate little pieces of energy. One in Kansas, I kind of circled them here. Another one crossing out of Canada into Minnesota tonight. These two pieces of energy are going to kind of phase over us, kind of merge together, and it'll bring in some snow for us. So the National Weather Service does have a winter weather advisory tomorrow morning through early Sunday. Potential for 3 to 6 inches of snow. Slick roads travel, potentially. And right now it's dry, but watch, as we head toward morning, here it goes. There's the system approaching. Maybe a little freezing drizzle at the onset, but eventually this will just turn into snow. And locally heavy pockets of snow for a time tomorrow into the afternoon. And then our low will kind of merge right over us and then drop south. And the snow will wrap around that. Watch this as we head into Saturday night right there. Passing through. Early day snow showers Sunday should come to a pretty quick end. And I actually think Sunday, not a lot happening. We may even get some sunshine Sunday afternoon. Right there. The snow will be over with. And then another weak system Sunday night. That's it. A little snow Sunday night, early Monday. Pretty cloudy on Monday. So again, there's the snowfall. 1 to 3 inches during the daytime tomorrow. And the additional snow tomorrow night into early Sunday. But again, by Sunday afternoon, this will all be over with. So there's a look at it. Cadillac, potentially up to 5 inches, same at Grayling. All right, so travel, poor conditions tomorrow. Now, very early, okay in the morning, but it'll go downhill tomorrow afternoon. And then Sunday and Monday, no major issues. Maybe Sunday morning a little bit. So overnight, mid and upper 20s tonight, rather cloudy but quiet. Colder than last night. Yeah, we had 50s last night, 20s tonight. And then tomorrow, we're looking at mid-20s, mid-30s. Snow arrives west to east. Daytime snow again, 1 to 3 inches. And then Sunday, any early snow showers ending, a mix of sun and clouds in the afternoon. A north or northwest wind Sunday. And there you go, the extended forecast through next week. No major systems coming in besides the snow tomorrow and tomorrow night. Maybe a little snow rain Tuesday. And then look at Wednesday, Thursday, Melissa, teens and 20s.
Ooh.
The middle of next week. So kind of up and down a little bit over the next week.
We're going to feel that change big time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Coming up, our sports director, Harrison Beebe. He's out and about covering high school hockey right now and basketball. But we have to look at some of the matchups so far coming up next. Welcome back to Unscripted on this Friday evening. Sports director Harrison Beebe is out covering a number of hockey and basketball games for our hometown highlights tonight. We're going to check in with him, though, to see what he's gathered so far.
Center Ice Arena in Traverse City playing host to the Rick Denowith Memorial North-South Showcase this weekend. Tons of games today and tomorrow. We start with Alpena going up against Howell. Trey Adrian's shot goes off the goalie. Parker Schulten makes a great save in net for the Wildcats as these two scoreless early on. Howell with the puck now looking for an opportunity. This shot goes off the post and out as Alpena hangs tight with one of the stronger programs in the state. Beckham Winterstein has it now, goes just wide of the net on this opportunity. Clark Weir off a faceoff, gets a decent shot here, does not go, but Trevor Worth right there, and he sees an opening. He takes advantage of the opening. Alpena scores with seconds remaining in the first period. Howell would jump ahead 4-1 later on. The Wildcats would rally. The rally would fall short as Howell wins this one in a close one, 5-4 at the Showcase. Also earlier today, Big Rapids taking on Chippewa Valley. Start with the Cardinals in net. Holden Foose, early save for the Cardinals between the pipes. Then on offense, Wyatt Welch puts a shot on net for BR. Can't convert that opportunity, though. Then a great pass to Alan Jake Strokirch. But it's Chippewa Valley making the save, keeping it bagels on the scoreboard. Midway through the first period, Caleb Peterson for Chip Valley finds the back of the net. 1-0 early lead for them, but it would get even crazier from there. Chippewa Valley trailed in the final 2 minutes, actually scored twice to force overtime, and that's where this one would end at a 5-5 hockey game at Center Ice. Much more to come from the North-South Showcase later on tonight during Hometown Highlights. All three Traverse City-based programs will be in action. The Bay Reps and Traverse City West both slotted to start around 6 o'clock or so. And Traverse City Central's got one of the late slots in this tournament going up against Forest Hills Central. We will get highlights of all three teams tonight during your January 9th edition of Hometown Highlights.
All right, thanks for that, Harrison. Of course, we can get more hometown highlights coming up tonight on Up North Live News at 11. We'll be right back. But first, check out our Facebook page for our question of the day, and we'll take a look at those results coming up after the break.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Taking a look at our question of the day, we want to know, how do you typically find a contractor for any of those house projects that you might be doing around your house? Right now, people say 80% through word of mouth, 11% say they use the internet. Better Business Bureau, 7%, and TV commercials, 2%. If you still would like to chime in, we'd love to hear from you. Go to our Facebook page, Up North Live, or our website, UpNorthLive.com. Until then, we hope that you join us later tonight for Up North Live News at 11. Have a fabulous evening.